and continue to keep it real, right? Because it is.
Indeed, indeed. And as we're talking about vaccines, Phil, I just want to make this announcement for everyone that vaccination is still open to the uniform branches, teachers, school staff, students and athletes studying or competing abroad, the clergy and hospital workers, hotel resort employees, public transportation workers, etc. And only persons with disabilities are allowed to make appointments at the Stapleton School on Dolphin Drive. But there are also some new locations. So the Pilgrim Baptist Church Vaccination Center has been open. That's in partnership with the Rotary Club of East Nassau. There's a Church of God Vaccination Center, and there's also a Kendall G. L. Isaacs Gym Vaccination Center, and all of those are open. And apparently Loyola Hall will reopen later this week, so you can stay tuned to the news for that. And so for those of you wanting to be vaccinated, please feel free to take advantage of any of those sites and register to go and get that vaccine.
Yep, great, excellent stuff. And with all of that said, we have another great show lined up. Dr. Pinto is back with another urology care segment, and the Bahamas National Trust is here to talk about their plans for Earth Day. I know the Earth is also saying, oh my goodness, the people are back.
Indeed, like it is crazy, right? It's the way that we just kind of saw it come, and just some friends of mine were telling me that they even got fruit out of season traditionally that they wouldn't normally get because the Earth seemed to be in this healing process. And then we came back. But we've also got a great segment lined up in terms of ZEST Wellness. We love when that team joins us to talk about staying committed to our health goals. And so they're going to be talking to us this morning. And we're also going to find out more about real estate and how it can be an economic tool in our economic pulse segment. So we got all of that ahead and more, Phil. But before we get to it, we're going to take a first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Son. Good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather Sunrise. Weak high pressure continues to be the dominant feature across the islands. But we do have a weak frontal boundary across central Florida. Will support some showers and the possible thunderstorms, particularly over the Grand Bahama Abaco area by late evening into nighttime. A second frontal boundary will push through the island sometime late Wednesday into Thursday, and that will support some showers over the northwest Bahamas. Today, though, partly sunny, very warm, but expect increasing cloudiness with a few showers and possible thunderstorms across Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini by late evening, high temperature 87. Tonight, we're looking at cloudy and mild with a few showers, possible thunderstorms over the extreme northwest Bahamas, going down to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 83 and 77. In Jamaica, 84 and 70. Trinidad, 86 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 86 and 70. Across North America, Atlanta, 70 and 48. In Raleigh, 70 and 52. In Miami, 86 and 74. Dallas, Texas, 71 and 45. And Toronto, Canada, 47 and 36. As we go through the week, we're looking at variable cloudiness with a few showers, even the possible thunderstorms, mainly across the extreme northwest Bahamas. We do expect that front to pass through sometime late Wednesday into Thursday. That brings about some showers over the New Providence area, and then we expect a slight cool down, meaning those temperatures go into the low 80s. But ahead of that front, those temperatures be near the 90-degree mark in the upper 80s daytime, and the upper 60 low 70 nighttime, but in the mid-80s after front pass for the weekend. That puts you up on your first look at weather Sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties. Whatever they may be, we equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
Grand Bahama business and industry are essential to the Bahamian economy. What are the challenges and opportunities? Find out at the 22nd Grand Bahama Business Outlook webinar. Thursday and Friday, April 29th to 30th via Zoom. Join us and get the facts from Senator Honorable J. Kwesi Thompson, Minister of State for Grand Bahama, and key experts. They will discuss the port, tourism, major industry, healthcare, technology, education, and more. Grand Bahama Business Outlook. Spaces are going fast. Register today at tclevents.com. That's tclevents.com.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
The COVID-19 pandemic demands the most modern techniques and highest standards of sanitizing to ensure the safety of schools, businesses, churches, and the ones we love. Treeline Divine Professional Sanitizers offers state-of-the-art electrostatic technology, providing maximum efficiency and coverage to protect your environment and preserve your health against mold and 99% of bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. With pricing to match your budget and standards to meet your highest expectations, we invite you to contact us for a free analysis of your weekly, monthly, or single-use needs. COVID-19's impact is strong, but our commitment to restoring your safety is even stronger. Treeline Divine Sanitizing. Spread confidence.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Earth Day is celebrated worldwide on April 22nd. It's a time to focus on promoting a healthy, sustainable habitat for people and wildlife. And it also serves as a reminder of the fragility of the planet and our need to protect it. We want to find out from our own Bahamas National Trust what they have planned for the day. And here to tell us all about it is Chantal Curtis. She's the BNT Parks Planner, New Providence Parks Manager. Jeff Andrews, Rotarian and BNT President among his many hats. And Naomi Grant, Events Marketing Manager at AML. They are no strangers to Bahamas at Sunrise. Good morning, ladies. Welcome back.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, good morning. So the 22nd of April is Earth Day. I know the Earth is probably saying, oh my goodness, these humans are back. So listen, tell us what exactly is Earth Day mean for the Bahamas and for our region? Jeff, we'll start with you, and then Chantal, you can probably hop in as well and give us an idea of not just the meaning and the definition for us, but what are the plans for the BNT?
So Earth Day, as you've indicated, is a day to celebrate the Earth. And it started many years ago. I should know the exact date, but I don't. But anyway, what we recognize how important this planet is to us. The BNT is involved because as the guardians of our national park system and overall commentator on the environment, we want to make sure that everybody stops and understands how important it is. And we've heard enough about it recently, a small island station. nation, how this global warming and everything is impacting us. So we want to recognize that. And Chantel can talk a little bit about what specifically we are going to do to celebrate Earth Day at the BNT.
Chantal.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, and so for Earth Day, which is April 22nd, so we will have a Earth Day National Park Day, which we will celebrate Earth Day on the Saturday, the 24th. So we're going to offer a free admissions day to parks where there is an admissions fee. And so it provides individuals with families, friends, an opportunity to be able to visit and explore our parks. So we want to encourage people to celebrate Earth Day by exploring one of your national parks. And so we'll have lots of activities for families, for kids, scavenger hunts, games. We will have kayaking tours by appointment in parks where we do have those activities available. We'll have guided tours by appointment as well. And so we want people to explore your park for Earth Day.
I mean, that's excellent stuff. I think sometimes we kind of take it for granted, Jeff, that the beauty of the Bahamas, while God has blessed us, it's our responsibility to maintain it. And it's an entire ecosystem, right? It's not just, the sun, sand, and sea, but we're all a part of a global environment. So the recognition of an Earth Day here and around the world, again, is important to our overall survival, our overall existence. I know we've seen so many movies about doomsday and Armageddon and the impact of melting, ice. And we've just seen so many things happening over the last, I would even say, several weeks. I mean, from volcanoes and of course, hurricanes. So while we talk about these parks and we talk about the Bahamas National Trust, this is a very serious topic.
It is, and one of the things, BNT has partnered with some great organizations in the last few months. During the pandemic, we've gotten great support from Corporate Bahamas. We received a couple of years ago a donation of some land in Fox Hill. And what we're doing this Earth Day is we are actually planting trees, which is a traditional thing to do. We've got the help of the Rotary Club of East Nassau, who's helped us clean up this lot and got it ready for planting. We have AML, a great corporate sponsor, who's actually bought some trees. And what's special about it is everyone knows it's good to plant trees. What we're planting on this property is native fruit trees that are traditional to the Bahamas. And we're doing it right across from Palmdale,
Primary.
All right. And so the kids there will have an opportunity to learn about the native fruit trees, and we're helping the earth, we're helping the kids, we're helping the community. So it's just all these different things coming together to celebrate right on Earth Day.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, growing up in Fox Hill, I mean, those trees were vital to sustenance, and we kind of took it for granted. Naomi, you're right. I mean, Jeff is right. AML has been a great supporter, not just, I imagine, the Bahamas National Trust, but you guys are just all over the place. And so here you are once again in the spotlight, supporting BNT for its Earth Day activities. What has your participation been?
Okay, so like you said, AML loves to engage with our community. We're also very, very extremely passionate about saving the earth. We've been doing our Bring Your Own Bag campaign for the past 4 to 5 years. We've been doing that with all of our brands. And this year we thought that we'd do something extra different, because now we're working with our COVID regulations. And so this would be something that we would be able to do as well and make a greater impact. So we called Chantel saying we want to plant some trees, and how can we do it? That's not our expertise, so we're going to go to the experts for it. And so definitely looking to contribute to our community during this time. We're excited that it's going to be fruit trees, because that goes along with not just the environment as well as our health. So Solomon's our brands, which is in the neighborhood of Fox Hill. This was just the perfect match for us.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Chantal, it's not just throwing seeds in the ground or throwing a tree in the ground, but certainly sustainability is tied so intimately to our future. And of course, it's an everyday type of mission for the Bahamas National Trust. What should Bahamians focus on concerning the environment, and how can they get involved with the BNT if they want to do so?
Thank you, Philip. And so, as you mentioned, sustainability is very important. And so we also want to think about not just the future of the ecosystems that we protect, but the future of humans. We are directly tied to everything that happens around us. And I know that sometimes people think there's a separation. Well, oh, if we, clear this area or we pollute this area, it has no impact on us. But, we have to think about the fact that we are tied to our environment. The oceans, they, absorb a lot of the heat, that's on the planet. The trees, they help to provide us with oxygen. So we have to remember that, they're linked to our survival. And so we want to encourage people to, take care of their surroundings, don't litter. I know it's like the same message that people think, oh, don't litter, don't, just properly dispose of your trash. But these things, they do have an impact on the environment. We want to think about, protecting habitats, not removing mangroves and other vital spaces where, we have juvenile organisms that live. And these things are directly linked to our commercial fishing industries. We want to protect our trees. We don't want to, clear vast areas of land, especially the protected trees. And so we want to have people, consider, protecting habitats, not polluting, climate change, even though there are people there might be skeptics or people are really concerned or really questioning if it really exists. Well, think about the summers, the summers are getting hotter and hotter. And so we really want people to be more environmentally conscious and think about those actions that you are performing in the environment and to change behavior, and so you can get involved with the BNT by, volunteering, becoming a member. And so you can visit our website, bnt.bs. You can visit any of our social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram. Yes, you can visit our website as well. And so contact us, get involved, become a member, volunteer, plant a tree. So yes, we definitely like people in parks because these are your national parks. We're only helping to manage them, but these are your spaces and we're protecting them for present and future generations.
Excellent stuff, Chantal. I think you were just getting started there. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap up this segment. Jeff, we're going to have to come back another time and talk about this rebranding with the BNT and, of course, this vital information that the public should know. And Naomi, again, I know I'm going to see you again real soon. AML is becoming ubiquitous. Again, Chantal Curtis, BNT Parks Planner, New Providence Parks Manager, Jeff Andrews, BNT President, and of course, distinguished Rotarian, Naomi Grant, Events Marketing Manager of AML. Thank you so much for being here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you
for having us.
All right, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Grand Bahama business and industry are essential to the Bahamian economy. What are the challenges and opportunities? Find out at the 22nd Grand Bahama Business Outlook webinar, Thursday and Friday, April 29th to 30th via Zoom. Join us and get the facts from Senator Honorable J. Kwesi Thompson, Minister of State for Grand Bahama, and key experts. They will discuss the port, tourism, major industry, healthcare, technology, education, and more. Grand Bahama Business Outlook. Spaces are going fast. Register today at tclevents.com. That's tclevents.com.
The Bahamas and the world has been waging the war against COVID-19 for over a year now. In that time, much of our daily life has been irreversibly changed by lockdowns, job losses, and deaths in our families. As facial masking, hand sanitizing, and social distancing have become the new norm, the team at Doctors Hospital applauds the Bahamian public for doing your part to control and contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. It is time to take the fight a step further. With the COVID-19 vaccine now available, we encourage Bahamians to continue the fight and do your part in getting vaccinated. please continue to be vigilant, wear a mask, and social distance. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.doctorshosp.com. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Today in our urology care segment, we're going to be talking about a condition called varicose, which affects 15 to 20% of all men. Here to give us the facts is the one and only man that can do so, Dr. Gregory Pinto. He's a urologist with Urology Care Bahamas. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, Dr. Pinto.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Bahamas, and good morning to my daughter, Gia.
Always a pleasure to have you with us. I always love to hear the shout outs for Gia, such a special bond between father and daughter. This morning, Doc, we're talking about this varicose, and I wanted to know, that's a very big word. What does it mean?
Yeah, well, I think it's very important. It's varicocele. You see, most people don't even know it exists, much less know how to pronounce it. And as many as 1 in 5 men have it. So it's prevalent throughout the community, particularly with younger men. So we're talking about even kids who are 10 years old on up. Has a very strong correlation. It's linked strongly with infertility. So one of the first things any man who is diagnosed with query male infertility, whether it's abnormal sperm count or numbers or in terms of the shape morphology of the sperm, the first thing we're going to do is rule out a varicocele. If you have a varicocele on one side, you have a 50% chance of having it on the other side. So varicoceles, in essence, are just a distension of the testicular vein. So arteries will deliver blood from the heart, and veins will deliver blood back to the heart. For veins to deliver blood back to the heart, they have to have valves because they're moving against gravity. And sometimes there is an incompetence. The valves do not work that allow the blood to flow one way, up back to the heart. So you have a backflow of blood that goes up from the vein, and then you're going to have the blood sludging and causing a distension of the actual vein. So the reason you're going to have some testicular dysfunction is because throughout evolution, God made us where there must be a reason why our testicles are outside the body. And that's because the testicles themselves require a specific temperature. They cannot be too warm. It's too warm inside our body. That's why the testicles are outside in the scrotum.
Makes sense.
When you have backflow of the blood, which is warmer, it affects the testicles themselves in terms of sperm production. So you can have lower sperm numbers in terms of the actual morphology, the shape of the sperm, and in terms of the quality of the sperm. So men do not, for the most part, are not even aware varicocele exists, but it can affect them drastically in their life, in terms of the quality of life, in terms of their ability to have children. So the common thing is younger kids, teenagers, men in their 20s and their 30s, anytime they exercise, anytime they have any strenuous activity, they go to the gym, they're playing sports, they have this dull, aching pain in their testicles that goes away as soon as they relieve themselves by resting. That's in most cases a testicular varicocele.
So let's put a pin in that 1 second, Dr. Pinto. I just want to make sure that our gentlemen who are listening to this are paying attention. We know that if they feel this pain while they're exercising, that they're working out, and then it's relieved once they stop doing that this might be varicocele. Is there something that might identify it for them before that? Or better yet, is there any sort of prevention that can happen that can prevent this from happening? Or it's just normally going to occur in 1 in 5 men, and the only way to prevent it is treatment?
Unfortunately, it's going to occur. It's going to occur. You can't stop it from occurring. So no behavioral modifications, no diet changes, no loss of weight. It's going to occur. It's going to occur. We're just predisposed to have varicoceles. And I said 1 in 5 is quite common. Yeah. And out of the men who have varicoceles, 15% have some infertility. So there's nothing you can do to prevent it. But I always advocate men, you need to examine your scrotum. You need to examine your testicle. There are a lot of anatomical structures there. You need to be aware of them. If there's any change from 1 month to the next month, you need to go in and see a urologist. Do not ignore it. Don't have this great fear that, I feel a little swelling. I feel a little discomfort down there. It must be testicular cancer. I will relieve that notion because In most cases, testicular cancer is painless. You'll have a little bit of swelling of your testicle, and it's almost unheard of. So prostate cancer, unfortunately, has a terrible, wreaks havoc on men of African ancestry. But testicular cancer is almost unheard of if you're of African ancestry. So as a Bahamian urologist here, I rarely see testicular cancer. So if men are concerned and refuse to go and see a urologist because they're terrified, oh, they're going to get the news that there's a testicular cancer, it's almost unheard of. It's almost every case is going to be something as simple as an epididymal cyst or an increased accumulation of fluid around the testicle, a hydrocele, or even a varicocele. All these are benign. In the rarest of circumstances, you can have an abdominal mass or a kidney cancer that can lead to a varicocele, but that's exceedingly rare, and those are for upper age group.
Now, in terms of the varicocele, I love that we talked about, men who work out and may feel a little pain and then, it goes away. So this is one way that they can identify it. If men are concerned about this, can they come in and seek treatment? Like, is there a way to kind of manage this so that their sperm count may not be impacted? How do they actually go about dealing with this challenge that 1 in 5 men face?
So you can actually reverse the drastic change that you have in terms of your poor sperm production. So we can do minimally invasive. So that's what urology is, modern urology is. It's painless, minimally invasive, and for the most part, outpatient procedures. From kidney stones to most of our surgeries, it's all done either with a Da Vinci robot, laparoscopically, or even endoscopically. Everything is minimal cuts, minimal recovery, up and about. Most of my patients can go straight from their operation, if not back to work, to the church, or the next day they're back to work. So there's minimal recovery. So most times my varicoceles can be done minimally invasively. So small little incisions in the abdomen. We use long instruments. We can do it laparoscopically, looking on the big screen. We dissect out the vein and we obliterate the vein. You're up and about within an hour, and there's no recovery at all, and your problem is solved. So most of the time, you're not going to know that you have a varicocele, because when you stop and you actually go and examine your testicle, you're not actually exercising, you're not exerting any effort, so the varicocele disappears. So many times when a patient comes in, we actually have to, while you're examining them, have them stand, have them actually exert some pressure, so we can in fact elicit the actual varicocele. So take-home message is, if you have any pain, any swelling, any discomfort, any concern within your scrotum, within your testicle, please come and seek urologist help. If you have been attempting for 1.5 years, 2 years to have a child, something might be wrong. Let's just rule out a male factor and let's get you back on track. Let you have that child you've been dreaming of your whole life.
This is so good, Dr. Pinto. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I do need to go, but before I do so, you mentioned that this can impact, boys as young as 10. Is there a time frame when this, this procedure should be done? Is that, for example, too young and maybe they should wait until they're 21? Just trying to get a gauge on understanding how quickly somebody should move to correct this.
It all depends on the severity. So if it is quite symptomatic, you may not have any dysfunction to your sperm at that moment, but if you wait 5 years, if you wait 10 years, it may occur. So obviously we're not going to go in every 12-year-old, 15-year-old who has a varicocele unless it's affecting their quality of life. Many times I'm forced to act because they can't even go to physical education. They can't participate in track and field. They limit their activity because they're actually afraid to exert any effort. Obviously, that affects their quality of life. They're not allowing them to get exercise. It's going to affect their general health. Then we're forced to act. So every case you have to take on a case-by-case basis. Eventually, if you have a symptomatic varicocele, we need to act. And as I said, it's minimally invasive. You're not even going to have pain afterwards. There's no recovery.
Thank you. Dr. Pinto, you always just bring so much wisdom to the show, and we're always grateful for that. I think the take-home message is always, you don't have to live in pain. And so if you've been experiencing any of this type of symptom, please contact Dr. Pinto. He's at Urology Care Bahamas. Thanks again for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Bahamas at Sunrise kicks off the new year in style with a fashion series hosted by yours truly. It's Fashion with Carter McClown, your guide through all the seasons, from challenges to interviews to fashion shows. We'll help you create your style, build your brand, and celebrate the best in Bahamian fashion. It's big, it's bold, it's fashion with Cardell McClam.
Grand Bahama business and industry are essential to the Bahamian economy. What are the challenges and opportunities? Find out at the 22nd Grand Bahama Business Outlook webinar, Thursday and Friday, April 29th to 30th via Zoom. Join us and get the facts from Senator Honorable J. Kwesi Thompson, Minister of State for Grand Bahama, and key experts. They will discuss the port, tourism, major industry, healthcare, technology, education, and more. Grand Bahama Business Outlook. Spaces are going fast. Register today at tclevents.com. That's tclevents.com.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this marvelous May. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Happy Monday to you. I'm Philip Simon.
Thanks for staying with us. It's been a great morning so far, and we still got more to come in the second half.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the power of real estate in our economic tool, as an economic tool in our Economic Pulse segment with Rupert, Pinder, and Karlos, Mackey.
Two of my favorite guys. We're looking forward to that. I was looking forward to talking with two of my other favorite guys. The team from ZEST Wellness is back. They're going to be talking about the importance of fitness, Phil, and so I'm looking forward to that. Before we get to any of it, though, there's always something that we look forward to here on Bahamas at Sunrise, and that is a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Our most favorite guy.
Indeed, indeed.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, guys. Good morning, Bahamas. Yes, second look at weather at sunrise. Weak, high pressure continues to be the dominant feed across the islands. But we do have a weak frontal boundary across central Florida that will support some showers and possible isolated thunderstorms across Grand Bahama, Albuquerque, Bimini by late evening into the nighttime hours. A second front is expected to move through the islands on Wednesday or Thursday of this week, and that'll bring along some showers with it. In the marine forecast, winds southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, east to 4 to northwest Bahamas, east to southeast at 50 knots, east 5 to the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds southeast to south at 10 knots or less, east less than 3 feet with the northwest and central Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, east 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds continue southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, east 2 to 4 feet over the northwest and central Bahamas, east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, east 2 to 4 feet over the southeastern islands. Your tides. You can expect a low tide at 7:55 this morning. Next high tide will be at 1:42 this afternoon. Low again this evening at 7:43. Sunset 7:32 this evening. Rising more at 6:43. UV index 8. Your water temperature 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Any moon phase now moving towards the first quarter. As we go the week, that weak cold front becomes stationary, but a second front will push it through the islands on Wednesday or Thursday. So we're looking at variable cloudiness with a few showers, either thunderstorms possible over the extreme northwest Bahamas, moving into the domain of the northwest Bahamas by late Wednesday into Thursday. So temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s at nighttime, in the upper 60s, lower 70s at nighttime. That puts you up on your phone. Look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Bahamas and Sunrise will be back after a short commercial break.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties. Whatever they may be, we equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas first. What's first for you comes first for us.
Grand Bahama business and industry are essential to the Bahamian economy. What are the challenges and opportunities? Find out at the 22nd Grand Bahama Business Outlook webinar, Thursday and Friday, April 29th to 30th via Zoom. Join us and get the facts from Senator Honorable J. Kwesi Thompson, Minister of State for Grand Bahama, and key experts. They will discuss the port, tourism, major industry, healthcare, technology, education, and more. Grand Bahama Business Outlook. Spaces are going fast. Register today at tclevents.com. That's tclevents.com.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, physical fitness can improve brain function, mobility, heart health, and so much more. The ZEST team is back to talk about the importance of committing to fitness. Now, this is a conversation we have regularly, and I hope it's sinking in for some of you. We're so happy to welcome Donovan Ingram. He's the Corporate Wellness Manager for CG Atlantic. He's joined by our good friend Naval Miller, who's the Assistant Wellness Coordinator at CG Atlantic. And today they've brought Laura Albury. She's the yoga instructor over at Evolve Functional Fitness. Happy to have her join the crew this morning. Lady and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning, and an absolute pleasure to have you guys with us. Donovan, I'm going to jump right in with you. You and I were talking off camera about like just this need to stay committed, being fit. Could you share with us this morning again why that is so important?
You know, we all get in this journey of wanting to exercise, wanting to lose weight, but are we really consistent? And it is a renewing feeling to get up in the morning, to exercise, whether it be morning or afternoon, but to have that exercise completed makes us feel complete in a sense, you know? And there's a lot of research that says that when we exercise, it helps with digestion, it helps with regulation of the circulatory system, it helps with better skin, it helps with better mood, it helps with better cognitive skills. And these are practices that we need to put into place every day to ensure that we keep our health intact, to protect ourselves against certain diseases like hypertension, diabetes, cancer, and all the other ailments out there. You know, even when it comes to COVID-19, you know, we got to stay fit and healthy in order to keep our bodies protected against this disease. So it is a daily journey. It is important that we embark on exercise a minimum of 2 to 3 times per week, whether it be for an hour or in some cases, if it's half an hour, it should be 5 to 6 days per week. Additionally, we should also note that if you're not a person who is commonly exercising, if you have not exercised in a while, you should speak to a physician before you even get started with any forms of exercise as well. You know,
that's interesting, Donovan, and I think that's a good reminder. Because we want to jump back into it. And then I think the sudden impact to our body causes changes, obviously, because our body's not used to that. And then we might get maybe scared away from it, continuing to exercise because we've had this abrupt change in our body that causes us to maybe feel some aches and pains, or maybe an upset stomach. But you're right, speak with your doctor first, let him guide that kind of reintroduction to fitness, but definitely make it happen. And I love that CG Wellness through ZEST Wellness has been doing that for its members. Naval, can you kind of talk to me about some of the fitness things?
Yeah, sure, Star. Thanks for having us again. So first off, we have our free drop-in fitness sessions with Evolve Functional Fitness, which started last week, Monday. It was a great, exciting event for all of our participants, or all of our members, I should say, and each one of our ZEST Wellness members is eligible to at least 3 fitness classes per week. So each one of our ZEST Wellness members are eligible to attend at least 3 fitness classes per week. Also, we have a virtual fitness offering as well on our Instagram page. If you follow us at CG ZEST Wellness, that's at CG ZEST Wellness, and individuals are able to attend our free virtual fitness classes, HIIT trainings on Tuesdays and on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. So that's Tuesdays and on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. that you're able to attend our free virtual fitness classes. Also, we have a digital aspect to our fitness as well, separate apart from the virtual fitness. On our CG ZEST Wellness app, we have something called the Will. It's a Will feature that actually promotes mental health and mental wellness practices as well. So we have fitness classes tied to the Will program that helps to improve cognitive skills. So you have yoga sessions, you have deep stretching exercises, and also some cardiovascular exercises to improve your cognitive skills.
Wow, that sounds like a whole lot of things. I'm looking like, man, I don't remember getting this note about going to Evolve. I've been wanting to go to Evolve forever. I'm a CG member, so this could have been me. So I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm excited to hear that Tuesday and Friday I need to mark my calendar at 11:30 because I get to join you guys virtually. But Alora, girl, you are the yoga instructor over there at Evolve. Yoga is something I've been wanting to get into. One, for stretching, but two, for the meditative wellness that comes with that. Talk to me about what's happening over at Evolve. It looks like the coolest gym ever. Let me know what classes you guys offer. And then I think a big thing for many of us, and I know for me in particular, I really want to get back into the actual gym, but I'm nervous about COVID. The idea of kind of sweating in the same place as other people, and that right there, I think is a concern. So let us know as well what COVID-19 protocols you all have in place to keep us safe.
Right. So thank you again for having me. So all of our protocols are in place. So as soon as you walk through the door, obviously you have your mask on, and then you're going to sanitize your hands and read your temperature. Once you get in, the coach guides you into the studio, whatever class that you're doing. You pick out a spot. So we have all the floors marked out so that persons have their own space, so they're not bunched up together. We also have outdoor spaces as well. So all of our coaches utilize that as well. So we have all the doors open, the windows, you don't have the AC on. We also sanitize all the equipment after each class. And then we sterilize the room with the steamer.
Mm-hmm.
The steamer is what we use to clean that out after every time. Obviously, further cleaning in between the lulls. You're not required to keep your mask on in your square, but if you want to, that's totally up to you. But yeah, we have sanitizing stations in every room, so it's covered. I promise.
It's covered. All right, now talk to us about some of those actual classes. I've seen my good friend Bodine goes to Evolve. She posts about it all the time. She's been swimming, she's been dancing. Let me know some of the classes that happen over at Evolve Fitness.
Oh my gosh, Bo has done so well from day one. She's done amazingly. She's a great swimmer now. But we do have a lot of classes. So we do have Learn to Swim for adults and kids as well. We have a kids program. But we have that. We have Master Swim. We have water aerobics in the pool as well. You don't have to know how to swim for that one because it's all in shallow water. It's a really great workout, especially for those who have any issues with knees or circulation. It's really great. And then outside of that, in the gym, we have different classes like boot camps, core and plyometrics. We have weightlifting, where you learn techniques as well. Weightlifting is really great for shedding weight as well, especially for women. I know a lot of women are scared of that because they think they're going to bulk up, but it's actually really beneficial. We have kickboxing. We have Zumba classes. We got all kind of different twerk classes. We have yoga, obviously. I have a few different ones. I even have like a happy hour yoga class on Fridays. So we have, what else am I missing? I think I got everything.
All right. So Laura, where can we go to find out more about Evolve Functional Fitness? Are you guys online anywhere, or is there a website? And do we need to book our classes to stay in line with those COVID protocols?
Yes. So our website is evolvebahamas.com. But we have a lot more information on our Facebook page at Evolve 242 or Evolve Bahamas. You can find our schedule on there. So we actually have an app that you would download when you become a member to reserve your spaces in the class and see what's available. But for the Atlantic members, they would just call and say, hey, I want to do this class after looking at the schedule on our Facebook page. And we reserve the spots for them. All they have to do is bring their card and show, ID, their proof that they're a member, and they're good to go.
See, CG Atlantic classes out here winning. Donovan, she talks about so many of these classes and they seem like a lot of fun. I know a lot of people want to be committed to this, right? Or we say so in theory, and then it actually starts and we're a little less committed because life gets in the way. And the one thing we push aside all the time. It seems to be good food, well, healthy food, and working out. What type of mindset do we need to really just stay focused on not just taking advantage of the 3 classes, but making this a lifestyle?
I think what has to happen is you have to embark on exercise that you really enjoy. For me, I love tennis. I think people are tired of hearing me talk about tennis and playing tennis, but I enjoy it to a different level. I enjoy it beyond the physical aspect. I enjoy it because of the mental aspect. And whether it's going for a walk with a friend, whether it means doing some gardening, whether it means doing a boot camp class because weightlifting is the next new thing for you, you have to enjoy what you're doing. And if you're not enjoying it, it's not going to be consistent and it's not going to be long term. So whatever exercise you do now needs to be something that you can embark on now and you can commit to for a year from now or even 2 years from now, changing it up every so often. But in the long run, the general exercise should be the same.
All right. Well, lady and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining us, of course, today. Naval, before we go, could you just let us know again how we can connect with you guys online, stay up to date with that podcast? Give me some of those details again.
Definitely. So first off, I encourage individuals to subscribe to our ZEST Wellness blog. That's www.cgzestwellnessblog.com. That's www.cgzestwellnessblog.com. Also on our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter page, you can follow us at CG Zest Wellness. So that's at CG Zest Wellness on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you'll stay up to date with all of Zest happenings.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining us this morning. Wishing you guys a great week. We'll be back with more Bahamas at Sunrise right after this commercial break.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Real estate development is a sign economic growth, and real estate business and investment provide a source of revenue for millions. Here to dissect this topic of real estate and it as an economic tool are Rupert, Pinder, economist and a lecturer at the University of Bahamas, and Karlos, Mackey, executive director, president, Money Max, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're talking real estate. And maybe a big part of that is also construction, which of course are at the forefront of economic indicators for growth, right? Local realtors have estimated about $400 million thus far in property sales for the first quarter of 2021 in Bahamas. That sounds like a lot to me. Real estate seems to be booming, maybe on the high end of the scale. But what does that mean for our economy? Rupert, let's start with you.
Well, there's no question about it. When you look at it, in terms of, let's say, in terms of the 1%ers, in other words, those persons who control, say, 1% of the wealth, one of the things that you will always see is that real estate figures very prominently in the overall asset or portfolio. For example, John Malone, the owner of the Liberty Group, although he's in the business of communication, is the largest landowner in the United States. And so this is no coincidence. So it tells you in terms of overall impact in terms of real estate. In the Bahamas, there's a paradox of sort in my view, because when you look at the population relative to the land mass, we have arguably one of the lowest population density. In other words, population, relative to the land mass, but yet there is a problem in terms of persons having the ability to have access to land. And I think what is also important here as well
is that while land itself is so important in terms of overall development, bearing in mind that the land itself is only it's only by way of an input. It's only to the extent to which that you can transform and create in terms of the value-added component. So while there are, in some instances, there are Bahamians who have land, when you look at it in terms of overall development impact, it's the ability to transform that to a more finished product, because that is where the value added is really at, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, you can have the land, but is it working for you? Obviously, Karlos, it's probably the most significant line item in terms of assets on anybody's books. But are we seeing, I mean, is this signaling growth here in the Bahamas? Is there some type of investor confidence that's going on right now, even in the midst of a pandemic, that we can actually get some hope from for the future?
Simon, I think that's a very hard one to, I guess, get a growth signal from for me. I think that by and large, as Mr. Pinder indicated, there is a lot of activity at the high end. And the persons that are at the high end, they possess, in their view, simply an opportunity to grab up as much what they call prime real estate at this time. Whether or not there will be trickle down, and I don't believe in trickle down economics because it always runs out before it gets a middleman, right? But whether or not there will be any trickle down, I will remain to be seen. But I don't think that I see enough signals right now that will tell me that the real estate activity is going to present in anything that's going to be significant. I really don't see it. It's unfortunate because there's a lot of untapped potential. We have to remember that the largest landholder in the country is actually our government in terms of having over 2 million acres of crown land that is not being utilized in an effective way for Bahamians right here, as Mr. Pinder talked about land access, right? So we have to think about land in different ways than we have, both from a policy, not just around individual economic benefit in terms of having a nest egg, but actual economic growth that pushes the country forward altogether.
Yeah, you talk about the trickle-down effect and trickle-down economics. It usually evaporates before it hits the bottom. You're right about that. But Rupert, so are there any other benefits? I mean, Karlos, I think he's absolutely right. I cannot disagree with that. Obviously, opportunities have arisen, whether that's fortunate or unfortunate due to circumstances, I think. And, those who have are able to maximize that. But is there benefit? Is there benefit in terms of tax rewards, or is there benefit in terms of, foreign currency earnings to the country?
Well, it's interesting, because one of the things I think you started off the show by talking about the amount of real estate sales at the first quarter, et cetera. Because bearing in mind that the mere transfer of the asset doesn't necessarily, in my view, creates the value added. So, for example, if Karlos, a non-Bahamian, transferred to Philip Simon, a non-Bahamian, to me, that mere transfer of an asset, particularly to the extent to which you're talking about transfer, maybe let's say among non-Bahamians, that is an in and out, so to speak, because that person has to be compensated right back in that same foreign currency. So the mere transfer of asset doesn't necessarily create any economic activity per se. I mean, there is some residual to the extent to which the real estate agents, I'm sure that they're 6% or whatever, I'm sure that they are laughing all the way to the bank, etc. So there's some residual impact in terms of that. But if you're transferring land, or you're transferring, let's say, a home or whatever, there may be some residual, but I don't see in terms of rural economic impact. But one of the things here is that, we talk a lot about, even in terms of the recent initiative by the government, I think in terms of development of the 83 acres, et cetera, a very noble idea indeed. Yeah, I mean, there's no question about that. But bearing in mind that even when we talk about development, et cetera, of the economy, bearing in mind that, and I keep coming back to the point, land in itself is just a raw material. It's just in terms of an input. It's only the development and the impact for the economy only comes about by way to the extent to which it is developed. Yeah. And one of the greatest bottleneck, I think, in terms of the whole housing issue, et cetera, which obviously has an impact on development in a positive way, is access to capital, right? And one of the things here is that while we have a lot by way of an abundance of land per unit of the population, the challenge is that bottleneck in terms of getting access to capital to convert that raw material to a finished product, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, a land on the beach, though very valuable, has greater value to the extent to which you can do a hotel, a condominium development. But again, that requires another stage in terms of access to capital.
Well, I tell you, you're going to open up that particular box. I see Rupert this morning in terms of the conversation relative to access to capital. Karlos, going to give you the final word since we're running out of time once again. What, on this subject of real estate, what would get you excited, for our country on a national level?
I tell you, I think that we have to be more imaginative in terms of our policy. As Rupert hit the nail on the head, we have two problems that are really tied to each other. The first one is you have to have some economic expansion that's based on capital access, right? Until there's capital empowerment, we won't really have the kind of economic expansion we want to see that's Bahamian driven, right? There was an article in the paper talked about $2 billion essentially in our banks that is essentially doing nothing. So we have to find ways, whether that's government guarantees, and I know a lot of people will say, oh, government shouldn't guarantee anything. Listen, we borrowed $600 million USD the other day and had no credit guidance about how that's going to grow the economy. So if you tell me you're going to give the same way we did, 300 Bahamians or 300 Bahamians are supposed to get these lots, give 300 Bahamians a guarantee of about $500,000. And what you do, the second part of it is target land access to that capital support in places that need development. So tell them that, we're going to give you $500,000 in support, but you got to go start a business and build a house in Cricket Island or Auckland or someplace like that, right? I think we have to be more imaginative about our policy. It won't happen necessarily overnight, but I think if we provide the right incentives and you tell other, what we call it, would-be entrepreneurs, not necessarily just the 300 professionals you're giving capital support to, you give them the opportunity, make a Hawksbill Creek agreement light for some of these places where you have municipal government and give people freedom. I think we'll really see what we would call Bahamian-driven economic development. I always tell you I'm bullish on the Bahamian people. Give us the opportunity, take the feathers off, roll out the red carpet for Bahamians in the way that we do it for everybody else. Watch this economy grow.
All right, I'm just going to put an exclamation point on the end of that and call that a segment, guys.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Simon, for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Rupert Pinder, economist and lecturer at the University of Bahamas. Karlos Mackey, executive director and president of Money Max. Thank you so much. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, so we'll be right back.
COVID-19 pandemic demands the most modern techniques and highest standards of sanitizing to ensure the safety of schools, businesses, churches, and the ones we love. Treeline Divine Professional Sanitizers offers state-of-the-art electrostatic technology, providing maximum efficiency and coverage to protect your environment and preserve your health against mold and 99% of bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. With pricing to match your budget and standards to meet your highest expectations, we invite you to contact us for a free analysis of your weekly, monthly, or single-use needs. COVID-19's impact is strong, but our commitment to restoring your safety is even stronger. Treeline Divine Sanitizing. Spread confidence.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope that you enjoyed the show as much as we've enjoyed hosting it. Right, Phil?
Yeah, right. Always fun, always fun. What's even more fun are the non-live or the non-viewing part of the show in between segments, especially with our producers. I think they were just making fun of us just now, Star.
It's very possible that they were. Makala, she's quiet. She appears to be quiet, but she's got a laugh that will make you laugh. And so it's a great team behind the scenes that you guys never get to meet, but that we get to interact with every day. And we want to thank them before we leave, Phil, for doing such an awesome job to bring the show to you, even throughout this pandemic.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to G-Day, Suzette, everybody else. Listen, you guys have a wonderful week. Again, continue to be safe, right? Continue to be safe and continue to love one another.
Indeed. We'll be back with more on Friday. Bye.
Bye.
It's another day, the sun is shining.